All right. Here we go. Ugh. All right. Get this thing on point. Here we go. We'll do a little more WMMA talk again. Make sure this connection is good. Just on the road. A few minutes here. Damn. Come on, yo. Speed up. Let's fly them up. All right, here we go. Yeah, man. This is just another live stream. I ain't on the road. I ain't gonna be too long, but it was just some things that crossed my mind again. Yeah, y'all see the title. I'm gonna talk about commitment to striking, and you know why you have to be committed to it to be a top level striker. Why you got to we got to talk about why you have to be committed to it. It's not necessarily what it looks like. Like shout out to my man BJ. We be talking about Miranda versus Montana striking. You can say her striking looks good, but it's still just because it'll look good in certain points, that doesn't mean it's better. Because if you don't commit to it, it ain't hitting nothing. It ain't nothing. If you have a non-commitment to it, that's your downfall. On why you lose it, you ain't an elite striker. Robert Henry, what's going on, man? Yep. Okay, sounds good on your headset. Cool. Yeah, man. Because I'm just like, to to even say your striking is on point, you got to be committed to it. You got to get wins off of it. You got to be. It's got to be setting up whatever your skill set is. Ain't nobody say you got to be the best at it, but you got to be decent. So hang on one second, we get started. Yeah. Get started here in a minute. Who else we got this weekend coming up as far as fights? We got Nunes versus Anderson and Lemos versus Souza. I don't think we got too many other fights though on the card. I think that's the only two WMMA fights on the card. Living out of Sousa and Lemos. I think that they're like on the undercard or something like that. Yeah. We're starting here in one more minute. Yeah, I'm like, what? These I don't know, Robert. Have you been watching the UFC? What is the? Yeah, they just dropped the embedded on Nunes and Anderson. Man, I mean, I really don't know. I really don't know about Amanda Nunes. I mean, Anderson's chances in this fight. We'll see how it looks, though. Ooh, we'll see how her chances look. Oh, he did a jab video too. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's getting contagious. That's me, man. I always be talking about the jab, man. Oh, the importance of the jab, man. I always be talking about that because I was gonna drop another, little tiny video to my Winky Right part that I did after watching Montana fail failed at committing her striking, I was like, damn, what's wrong with y'all? You know, look, here's success, Usman with his jab, and then Montana De La Rosa, here she is failing because she ain't committing. You know, so I was gonna drop a little jab segment on that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because man, it's important, man. Like, yeah, we go ahead and get started talking, man. Like I said, after seeing Montana again, you know, come in there and look good for like a minute in the first round and get a little bit of work in with her striking, I was like, okay, her striking looks pretty decent. You know, I was about to say, you know, it looks like she's about to do her thing against Myra Buena Silva. You know, some good straight punches, but it was like she didn't understand that she needed to keep that going. She thought you could just like work a few good shots and that'll do enough damage and win her round. But it's like, no, you got to stay committed to it. You got to stay committed to that work until you know you really get the results that you need to get, which is the win. You know, that's the whole purpose of commitment. That's the whole purpose of learning why you need to strike and how to strike. You know, you don't just do it for a few minutes and then resort back to your old ways. You know, that's kind of what Montana De La Rosa was doing. That's why I say that's a perfect example for this video. Why, you know, commitment to it is part of being one of the best strikers, or being a decent striker, or being a good striker. You know, on whatever level. Because Montana, like I said, like, okay, your punches may look good when you let them go, but are you letting them go enough? Because you ain't letting them go, then you already lost one. You lost more than just 1 point on being a good striker. You know, it's one thing to look good, but if you're not letting them go when you need to let them go, then it's not good. Then your striking ain't good. Because you need to know when and why you throw a straight punch, you know, throw a straight jab or straight right hand or left hook. You need to know why and when to throw those shots and take advantage of full-on openings. But if you just learn the fundamentals but never use them, then we can't say you're a good striker. We see it for 5 seconds and that's it. That's why I said, like, Miranda Maverick, her striking was better because, okay, you might not say she's as powerful, but she'll use it to set up takedowns. You know, she'll use it to set up and bust you up or take away her opponent's confidence. You know, by sticking the jab in the face and sticking the strikes in the face. But if you just if you look better than how she does, okay, but if you don't use it, then that doesn't mean you're better than her because she's using it to her advantage. You said, hold on here for a second, Rob. You said I looked at the short clip of Nunes. Yeah, I watched it this morning. It was like a 10-minute segment on them, and I just saw Nunes getting her workout in and everything. You know, she was just saying that she's gonna be ready for uh, getting on the inside of Megan Anderson's reach, getting in there and wrestling or whatever, grappling. She's been working on everything. So yeah, this might be another Nunes clinic on the horizon. You know what I mean? Like, this might be one of those fights. So yeah, not Nunes, but any MMA fighter, to me, they have to kind of get basic the basic fundamentals of striking down, because they'll see that using the jab, using straight punches, using kicks, calf kicks, or whatever, any type of striking can help them chop away at their opponent. You know, that's why I don't see why some of these fighters, they don't want to commit to that. You know, and again, when you look at somebody like even Jillian Robertson or Montana De La Rosa, those type of fighters that don't want to commit, they wind up exerting themselves and using more energy by trying to go straight in for takedowns in the beginning of the fight, without chopping their opponent down. They kind of do themselves an injustice by not committing to a jab or a simple, chopping right hand, chop their opponent down. They don't commit to that stuff. That's why you can see you see it in their records. Let's put it that way. You see it in their records. Montana had the answer in front of her face, and it cost her a win. You said, I would like to improve in your boxing jab and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, I had to get one. Had to get a treadmill. Got a treadmill, and because I ain't been going to the gyms and stuff, so I had to get away from the gym, man. Because still ain't sure about how the whole precautions are with the virus and everything. So, but yeah, this is something I might talk about again. On a cleaner episode, talking about commitment to striking, because part of being an elite striker is being committed. And that's why I use Joanna's picture, because she's a committed striker. Not the hardest puncher. You know, uh, Amanda Nunes is a harder puncher than Joanna, but I think Joanna is a much more polished striker. So it's not about how hard you hit or how pretty the punch is. It's about how you use it, when to let it go, and the results you get from it. I mean, Joanna, people call her a decision queen, but she's getting the results she wants by her her consistent commitment to letting her hands go. Because some of these wrestlers out here, they don't understand either. Like, this is not wrestling. This is mixed martial arts. So you got three rounds or 5 rounds. You got to make it easier on yourself on finding a weapon that's going to get you to the ground or get you to take down faster. And the majority of the times, that's striking. That's just striking. Like, you just go in for a body lock against a physically strong fighter, you'll be pinned up on the fence with that opponent for the majority of the round, just exerting your energy, like you see how Ketlin was doing with Yana. Again, Montana with Myra Buena Silva. You'll spend the majority of the round just hugging it out, and just wasting your energy. But if you would take time to, pot shot that person and jab them and strike them, to the face, and break that lead leg down, those takedowns will come so much faster. And then you can wrestle. That's why it's called mixed martial arts, because you got to have a mix of everything. It's not wrestling, like I said. The two of you ain't gonna go straight to the ground. Hey, Robert, what's going? Roger, what's going on? Fuller, what's going on? Ernest, what's up? Fuller, let's see what you got. You Fuller said, speaking of Joanna, you think she ever gets her belt back? She was one of my favorite champions. It's possible. I think she should go to 125, but it's possible she gets a belt back at strawweight. Because say if Rose loses to Joanna, or vice versa, Joanna gets back in that title opportunity. Anything can happen. Like, I know we kind of feel like Rose has her number, but you never know. Like, you never know. She could pull off the third fight. She could beat Wei Lee in the second fight. That's how close the first fight was with Wei Lee. So it could happen. Joanna's commitment to her training and her fighting, is like no other. Right now. I mean, before, whenever she was champion, but Wei Lee's is the champion now. So it's a possibility. That's how competitive the division is. Ernest said Megan has a pity pat. Has a pity pat jab that Nunes is going to get over. Yeah, her straight right hand is money, but yeah, she doesn't really have like a good one too. She has a good straight right hand. Uh, that's kind of like her money punch. her jab, her straight left is kind of just like a measuring stick. That's like a measuring stick. Man, if she put, I guess she don't really put a 1-2 together because she kind of feels like if she sticks it out there too long, she can get taken down, which she usually does anyway. But I think she should commit to a hard jab because she's so long. Let's see. I said that's if she loses, of course, which I anticipate the odds are heavily against, but anything can happen. He said, yeah. But yeah, like I said, looking good with your striking. That doesn't really earn you the stripe of being a good striker. If you look good for like a minute and then you just abandon that striking, then I'd be like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, it look good, but that doesn't mean you are a good striker. That's what I was talking about at the beginning. If y'all just came in, it was just talking about how some fighters, they like to just throw for a little while, but then they just go right back to their old ways. Like Kamaru Usman, man, Kamaru Usman, Kamaru Usman, hold on, just let some people in. Kamaru Usman, a wrestler, he'll take you to the ground and smother you all day, kind of give you that boring fight that people say, but he's a guy that'll commit to something that works. He might go out of his comfort zone with the striking, but it seems like he's getting more comfortable with it, and he commits to it. When he committed to his jab just in this Gilbert Burns fight, and the Colby Covington fight, you see the results he got. It's crazy. I said wrestler had a better jab than some of these boxers out here. He was like a wrestler, but he come in here throwing a better jab than some of these boxers do today, letting his hands go more than them. He didn't waste his time trying to go in and take him down. He said, "Look, let me go ahead and work this jab out. As soon as I'm done with this jab, I'm gonna just close the show. I'm gonna break him down." And yeah, last Saturday, Montana, she could have had that success. I said it before. In my prediction, I said Myra Buenos Silva, she's open to be hit. She has that style where she likes to strike and bang, but she's hittable. And if you got the power, you can hurt her. So, a good 1-2 for Montana, just consistently throwing straight jabs down the pipe, right hands, you could break her down. You'll break Myra Buenos Silva down, and that's what I thought Montana could have done. But, you know, this is what hold Montana back from being in the rankings because, she's not adjusting and she's not perfecting her craft. You can learn on the job in a fight, but shoot, if you lose a fight, that's a little too late, because you need to get it right in the gym and not get it right in the gym and then it'll be right in the fight. You try to work on it in the fight, about a fight by fight basis, then it'll be too late because you're gonna rack up maybe 3 or 4 losses before you learn a hard lesson. Yeah, like it's kind of evident in what you see, like in the rankings, like that. There's a reason why certain fighters are in the top 5, top 6 through 10, and then straight on down 10 through 15, 11 through 15. You'll see it in their skills and their striking or whatever. Like they may be good at one thing, like this may be the best grappler, but why is this best grappler like number 13 or 14? Oh, because they're not really committed to switching up. They're not committed to striking or switching their game up. got a good wrestler down here at number 12, but why is she number 12? Oh, because she's not committed. Even if it ain't striking she's committed to, she ain't committed to exposing her opponent's weakness. You know, she wants to do what she wants to do. But that's what a lot of people don't understand. You're not supposed to just do what you want to do in a fight. You're supposed to expose your opponent's weaknesses. Don't just go off your strengths. You got to go off of your opponent's weaknesses, because you go off their weaknesses, you need to be well-rounded enough to expose all of that. Let's see here. Someone like Khabib, I think that's too smart for him not to strike too long, because he can be so dominant on the ground. Yeah, like Khabib, he'll just use his striking to break you down, and eventually, similar how he was doing to Justin, or recently. Use that striking to break him down, knock him down. Then when you get him down there, you can have your way with him. That's where you go in for that submission win. But some of these fighters, like I said, they like to try to. It gets annoying. Like, you see them blast off with like a predictable takedown, and they're holding you and holding you. I'm like, this could be so much easier if you just use your jab. If you just use your jab, you use your straight right hand. Just use your striking. You ain't got to be the best striker. I mean, if you get the basics down, you can be effective with the basics. That's why, Amanda Nunes is the champion her division. That's why Whaley, that's why Valentina, they have their belts, because, they'll commit to some good punches. They'll commit to some good striking to break, knock you down, break you down. I mean, when Nunes was in there with GDR, she said, "Oh no, we taking this down," because that's how good GDR striking is. We going straight to the ground with it. And that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, you don't have to commit to being the best striker. Just commit to the fundamentals of striking. Commit to the striking when it's necessary. Okay, Robert said it's interesting. Megan acts like she's not even interested in this fight herself. I'm not saying she's scared. I know a lot of that too don't really fit her. Yeah, I was watching her interview. She didn't seem like, maybe, I don't know, maybe she just at a point where she just feel like she gonna just go in there and show up, do what she do, just kind of show up. There's this 30 minute interview of her. I was looking at that interview for a little bit. I didn't finish it, but she was kind of talking about the fight. Yeah, she didn't really seem nervous. She didn't seem nervous. She didn't really seem hype about it. So I don't know. Yeah, because I got a discussion. I got a discussion with BJ later, talking. I don't know when we're gonna do it. Talking about Miranda versus Montana striking. And man, I said, look, Montana, her striking, okay, she may have more of a power punch, but how well is her strike? How much more better is her striking? How efficient is her striking over Miranda's? Like, at least Miranda uses her striking to blind her opponent, and she'll stay with it for a whole round or two, till eventually she'll go in and clinch with you and try to fight you, take you to the ground. Like, she'll use them. Like, she'll use it. She'll use the punches to break you down. And she took a few hits in the Liana Jojua fight. It wasn't like she was getting beat up in there, man. Come on, like, quick adjustment and quick adjustment, and Leanna Jojua was getting busted up. TJ, what's up? TJ said Megan knows what it is. Can't be mad at her for accepting reality. Yeah, that's probably, you know, I think there come a point when somebody said, I've done all I can to prepare for this fight. I can't be nervous anymore. I can't be hyped up anymore. We going into reality now. Saturday is reality coming. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Nunes talking with her and Nina up in the gym. Nunes just looked like it's just another day for her. She said, got an opponent who's taller, longer. I'm gonna be making sure my wrestling tight, making sure I'm strong, make sure I can close that reach. She was like, she just sounded like she was ready to do it. Go about her business the way she usually do. She knows this ain't really like a I think she knows this ain't like her biggest test. Like, she knows Chris Cyborg was her biggest test. So, she's already got the champion heart. What you got? Roger said it's equivalent to golf. Driving is for show and putting is for the dough. Driving is for the show and putting is for the dough. Yeah. Robert said, to be fair, she's had to wait over 8 months for this fight. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, like the longer you wait, your anticipation will kind of die down. The longer you kind of hold something off, after a while, you just be like, well, we're finally here. You get to that point where you just kind of like, let's get it over with. Hold on. Fuller Spencer felt the same way before the Nunes fight, but once it came when she was in the octagon, it was like she was gun shy. Yeah. I think there comes a point with some of these fighters they just kind of feel like they know they outgunned. Hang on for 1 second, y'all. Hold on. It's like, man, like, yeah, you got to be real with it. Like you said, it's all the people's imaginary scenarios. Like that's what I was asking yesterday. Like, does she have more than a puncher's chance? Like, what else can Megan do? What has she been working on to really to utilize her strength to beat Amanda Nunes? It's really hard to say because Amanda's seen it all, been through it all, and she's faced top top level fighters and dominated top level fighters with such ease. Like I said yesterday, like Megan would really have to just be more of a committed striker in this fight, where she um, will be more of a counter striker at times, avoiding she would have to be a jabber. She would have to commit to more of a pity pat jab and be that type of fighter to fight off the back foot against Amanda Nunes and keep it standing. But you see GDR is like an elite striker, and she couldn't even really do that. She had her moments on her feet, but she could never really commit to keeping it on the feet. It was just 5 rounds of Amanda Nunes having her way with her on the ground. So she ain't gonna time. She could time her. Like that's what I said. Timing is something that you could do that. You could at least do that, but like timing her with the right hand or something. She could time her. Anybody can get caught. But as far as using the jab, she doesn't really have a good stiff jab to keep Amanda Nunes back. Timing is the only thing that's really going to be on her side on the feet. You know, I don't think that me what was I gonna say? I don't think that excuse me. When you hold on. No, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I don't even think you could come up with a game plan against Amanda Nunes if you are Megan Anderson. I think you just kind of go through the fight. You just kind of gotta just make sure you prepare for whatever she has, for whatever ability you have. Because you're not really gonna come in there with a game plan for Amanda Nunes, in my opinion. Maybe exposing her cardio, taking her into deep waters, but then that wouldn't favor you because Amanda, Megan Anderson doesn't really have too many other tools to me to really take it 4 or 5 rounds. It really is the puncher's chance that she has. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, that's the problem with some of these other fighters out here. Just looking at their records and why they aren't top 10 fighters is because some of them just don't choose to commit to that striking that's working for them. Like you really you really look at how some of these fighters they'll work a jab for a little while and then just abandon the jab and that's it. That's why you can say this is where that this is why that fighter's on this level. You know, just looking at some of them highlights from Montana, again this today, I was just looking at some clips. I was just like, why not make it work? Why not make it work? Why make the fight harder for yourself? Why go in there and just try to make 3 rounds of trouble when you're already piecing somebody up? Why not commit to what's working? You know, that's why I say, man, these these fighters are on the lower level for a reason. Ugh. No, she ain't gonna be a different fighter. No. Um, we'll see what she can do. What, what type of what? Yeah, at this point, you say what can she offer that even a Felicia Spencer could offer. Full. I think in prediction for Gloria DePaula fight next weekend. I'm kind of going with Gloria DePaula on this one over Jin Frey. Gloria DePaula is active. She's very active with her punches, and you know, she's just more fluid, and she's just on the rise right now. She has something to prove. Hang on one second. Jin Frey, what she 0-2 in the UFC right now, right? Who she lose to? Kay Hansen and who she? Oh, Loma Louboutin and Kay Hansen. Yeah. So if she couldn't really beat those two level of fighters, man, I think Gloria DePaula is gonna come in there and prove something. You know, I got a breakdown for that. I actually got a breakdown for that video, for that fight breakdown video coming. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gloria DePaula as of right now. As of right now, yeah, Gloria DePaula and her partner Mayra Bueno Silva. I think Gloria DePaula looks more polished than Mayra Bueno Silva, in my opinion, so far. Yeah, man, Jenny Frey, she's on that. Oh man, Jenny Frey's on that 0-2 already, man. You in the UFC. I was like, man, what's up, Kay Hansen? To me, she was supposed to beat Kay Hansen, but she was, she always had close fights though. Like Jenny Frey always had close fights, even when she won that belt in that rematch with I forget her name. Yeah, a few years back when she had that championship fight, she always had some very close fights. Sometimes she just be inactive in the ring. Not active enough. She was coming up. She was coming up from atom weight to straw weight, which is already kind of a danger. So that was a sign of danger right there because she's moving up from Invicta atom weight. Yeah, Mina Grasader. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Yeah, she was coming up from Invicta atom weight to the UFC strawweight division. That's crazy. That's crazy, especially if you weren't really like blowing girls out at like Invicta's atomweight or strawweight division, and then you go into the UFC strawweight division. Man, that's really like danger. That's danger zone right there for you. Yeah, those were real close fights with Mina Grashaner. Yeah, so if she wasn't like blasting them type of girls out, then you know when she come into the UFC fighting prospects there. Yeah, yeah. Gloria DePaula, she did look good on the Contender Series. Hmm. So yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and kind of give you my thoughts on why some fighters just thrive, why some fighters thrive when they stay committed to that striking in some of these fights. Some like Joanna. Then you got some fighters just giving up wins, like Montana. You're just giving up wins by not committing to what's working. You know, if you're not if you're not a nobody's saying you have to be the best striker in the world. Just commit to it. Just commit to it if it's working. Learn it and make it work for you. I mean, if not, you always get that hard road and you're gonna lose. You always gonna be losing. You can say, okay, her jab looks good, but it looks good when she uses it. But that's one thing. It looks good when you use it, but if you're not using it when you need to, then you ain't being very effective with it. You're not that good of a striker. So yeah, y'all. Like I said, I'm doing this one to go. So I'll probably sit down and talk about this subject again, this topic again, maybe tomorrow or something, or uh, or Thursday when I really get a chance to just kind of make some make some points. But TJ, how much money you putting on Megan to win the fight? I thought, are you betting on her? Or are you betting on Amanda? Uh, TJ putting TJ putting some money up on Megan or Amanda. I see that Wei Lee, not Wei Lee, but I see Rose is the underdog. I see Wei Lee is the underdog in her fight. No, no, wait. I see Rose is the underdog in her fight. Wow. Yeah, Wei Lee's coming in as the favorite. He said no one's gonna bet you in that fight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's the underdog, man. Yeah, she's the underdog. I gotta look at the odds again. I think they just posted the odds. I mean, I haven't heard it being official for April 24th, but I mean, they were posting up odds like it was ready to go. So, you know, let's see who ready to lay down some money on that one. I'm not betting on that fight. No. I already said it was 50-50 for me, so I already said I ain't betting on it. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. Just gotta take care of some business now. Like I said, I'll probably be back on tomorrow and Thursday, and we can chop it up some more and just talk about some other fights. I mean, Nunez Anderson, we already talked about that, but we'll talk about some other stuff going on in WMMA. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody coming through in the chat. TJ, Robert, and everybody. Fuller. I'll catch y'all on the next one, though. Later.